In 720 BC, a seismic uprising erupted in Nubia, shaking the foundations of the mighty Egyptian dynasty. Brave warriors resolutely sought to end over 4 centuries of domination. They fought not only for freedom, but also to restore the honor of an entire nation. The Nubian army's rebellion against the Egyptian dynasty was more than just a chapter in history. It was a remarkable turning point that led to fundamental shifts in the power structure of the region. By the mid-6th century BC, as ancient Egyptian civilization began to wane, voices rose from the south, where Nubian kingdoms yearned to reclaim autonomy and dictate their own fate. Nubia, a land rich in resources and cultural traditions, flourished under the Kushite dynasty, and their strong resistance against Egyptian control was entirely justified. In fact, from the 8th century BC, Nubia had a complex relationship with Egypt, ranging from peaceful interactions to military conflicts. Egypt established its influence over Nubia through military campaigns, yet this powerful imposition made the Nubians feel oppressed, sparking a desire to assert their own cultural identity. By the mid-6th century, as the Egyptian dynasty faced significant turmoil, the Nubian army found its opportunity to rise. They not only bravely faced their enemies, but also poured their energy into restoring glory for their ancestors and homeland. The uprising began in 720 BC when Nubian generals and warriors, led by prominent figures, decided to put an end to Egypt's prolonged dominance. Their determination and resilience inspired millions, burying their fears in the shadows. The first battle took place along the banks of the Nile, where Nubian warriors, clad in brilliant battle attire, confronted a numerically superior Egyptian army. In this battle, the skill and tactics of the Nubians surprised their foes. With an intimate knowledge of the terrain and the flow of the Nile, they exploited this advantage to launch unexpected attacks, hitting the enemy's weak points. This bloody engagement captivated not only soldiers, but also drew in many civilians, women and children, fueled by a burning desire for freedom. The fighting spirit was not just about reclaiming land, but also about affirming the honor and strength of a once oppressed people. As the uprising escalated, it attracted not just military involvement, but also the attention of neighboring nations and even Western powers. Egypt, despite its pride in its strength, began to feel the tide turning. The Nubian forces not only updated their fighting methods, but also garnered support from nearby tribes seeking to break free from Egyptian control. This turmoil led to significant confrontations, entwining millions in conflict. Amid the chaos, intense battles unfolded on both sides, with the Nubian army always prepared, showcasing courage and resilience. They fought not only for their nation's survival, but to demonstrate that strength lies not merely in numbers, but in the will and determination to pursue freedom. The fighting prowess of the Nubian army made the Egyptian dynasty acutely aware of their long-ignored vulnerabilities. The victories won by the Nubians created powerful ripples among Egyptian soldiers, who began to doubt the might and legitimacy of the dynasty they served. The indomitable spirit of the Nubians transformed them into a symbol of resistance, a struggle not just for territory, but for the honor and heart of a people. However, surprises were not yet over. By the mid-6th century BC, internal strife within Egypt, combined with pressures from the Nubian forces, created a significant shock. Many Egyptian lords began to rebel against their regime, distracting the Egyptian army. The internal weakening of the dynasty provided a golden opportunity for the Nubians, who decided to launch even stronger assaults to eliminate long-standing power structures. In the end, the Egyptian dynasty was unable to turn the tide. After years of persistent struggle and determination from the Nubians, the lands of Egypt witnessed a historic, tragic era, where the ruling power had to acknowledge its defeat. The Nubian kingdoms emerged as a central force in the region, ushering in a new era for all of North Africa and reshaping the concept of power. This collapse was not just significant for the battles fought, but profoundly impacted the culture, politics, and society of both civilizations. The transfer of power opened a period in which Nubia, once an eternal enemy of Egypt, transformed into a leader, laying the groundwork for a new future. Ultimately, the story does not end with victories or defeats in battle. It opens a new chapter for both nations. The question remains, Will history repeat itself as the will and desire for freedom rise among other peoples, or as external political upheavals threaten the hard-won successes? Will Nubia sustain the solid foundation it has just gained, or will it repeat the mistakes of the past, where power proves to be a double-edged sword? This journey from humble beginnings to the heights of power encompasses all the traits of a struggle over not just territory, but ideals, honor, and national identity. Thus, the tale of the Nubian uprising is not merely a chapter in history, but a lesson for us all today, that freedom should never be taken for granted, and determination can indeed change the course of a civilization.